Coming to you from beautiful upstate New York, this is the Slam Tilt Podcast, a show about all things pinball. I'm your host, Ron Hallett, here with my co-host, Bruce Nightingale.
Hello.
Hello, Bruce.
Hi.
And this is episode 180.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll get this started right off. We have a guest.
We have a guest.
Who do we have, Bruce?
We have Mr. Ryan C., number 50, our 50th episode guy. And a
that was 130 episodes ago.
What?
That was 130 episodes ago.
Wow. Oh, man. That's a lot of episodes.
We miss you.
A lot of editing, Ron.
That's a lot of editing in that time.
We miss you so much.
I miss you guys too. I still haven't met you, Bruce. It's been 5 years. And
I know. Maybe
it's one of those weird things that podcast people talk about all the time, that you feel like you've met someone and you have to really sit there and think. I'm like, have I met Bruce? No. Have I met Kate Martin and Mr. and Mrs. Pin? No, I haven't met any of them. Have I met Colin McAlba?
This fucking COVID shit is getting old. I want to hang out and meet with people. It was nice seeing people yesterday. But that's later on in the podcast.
Have you guys had it yet?
Had what?
Huh?
Oh, COVID? No. Well,
I get tested every week, too.
I'm tested every week also at work, so we'll see. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I thought I was one of those invincible people, and then I went to a place called Byron Bay in Australia, which is pretty much one of the most hippie kind of places around, where they just don't kind of believe in that coronavirus exists and masks, and they just want to live their life and pretend.
So Florida.
I was about to ask what the US equivalent is, but I think like Florida's for retarees, but Byron Bay's kind of.
Texas.
No, Texas is kind of like the pow pow guns, bullets, guns. What's the hippie capital of the US?
Oh, that's California. That's totally opposite.
Yeah, it's totally opposite.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Are they like?
They want to save the world with EVs and,
Yeah, like I'm going to Indisk in California. Like I have to have my vaccination card and be masked at all times. They don't screw around.
Yeah.
But are there pockets of California that kind of like want to break away from
northern, way northern, like probably upstate,
Upstate? No, that term is only used for New York. You know that.
I know, but it is upstate California.
How else do you describe upper or north? You just did it before. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I got it. I survived. It was pretty harsh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Were you vaccinated?
Yeah, double vax. I didn't need the booster yet because I only got the second vax. We're pretty behind here in Australia. So like I was 2.5 months in, but it does hit pretty hard, and I'm pretty fit-ish. I'm not sure which strain I got, but yeah, it's real. Just in case you think it's not real.
I know it's real. It's just I'm just getting sick of it. Like I'm just afraid there's going to be another round, and it's just like
there'll be constant rounds. The question is, Ryan, is your hair intact?
My hair, I haven't cut my hair still. It's been a year and a half, so it's growing. I don't know what the end goal is, but it's still growing.
Okay,
that's good.
As long as the hair is intact.
I'll send some to Bruce soon when I've got enough.
I need it.
I need it too. Can you send some?
Yeah, Ron's right behind me.
Mine's a closer color. My hair was black when I had it, so it'll work better. Bruce is a redhead, so it doesn't work for him.
Before I forget, I love when you guys talk about being Italian.
Hey, what the fuck you talking about? What the fuck? Hey, we make a pinball machine. We toss the salad in it with some sauce in it.
Toss the salad? What the hell are you saying?
Toss the salad. Hey, you know how we toss the salad around here in Italy. Hey.
For those at home, I'm actually Italian. Bruce is just offending Italians.
It's totally.
Well, that's the thing, because I grew up around all these really hardcore Italians, and then so when you say, Bruce, you and Jeff Tiola say you're Italian, it's this weird thing where I'm like, you don't seem super Italian. Like,
Ron's mom was true blue.
Oh yeah. My grandparents were from Italy.
So can you understand it?
No.
Did you?
Actually, my great-grandparents were from Italy. My grandmother, her name was Carmelo Teresa Labello. But she could kind of understand some Italian, but not much, which I could not understand because her parents only spoke Italian. So how does that even work? I'm still confused about that.
You had to say 3 Hail Marys after you said her name.
I think she was the youngest daughter, so she probably just used the older brothers and sisters as translators, I'm guessing. Maybe? I don't know how that works.
And you haven't got your passport yet, Ron?
Yes, I do. I have a passport.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got a passport expressly for the purpose of someday visiting Australia.
Me too.
I'm
ready to go.
And then COVID happened, and it's like,
COVID.
Well, I guess I'm not visiting Australia anytime soon.
So you would go to Australia before motherland Italy, is that right?
Australia seems way cooler.
It is. You got more things to kill you there.
It's so big. That's the only thing about Australia.
It's like the United States. It's the size of the United States.
But you guys have, like, there are so many people, and there's 10 times the amount of people. So you have towns along the way, and like, if you want to see interesting-ish stuff, well, not interesting stuff. If you want to travel to capital cities, they're all 9 hours drive away from each other.
But some of us hate people. So what better place?
Well, there's some states with very few people. If you want to travel to the Northern Territory, which I don't know if we've discussed before on the podcast. I don't think we have, but tourism in Australia is pretty. Their marketing people are pretty good, and tourism in the Northern Territory is pretty low. They've got Ayers Rock. They've got a lot of cultural stuff there. So the masterminds behind the PR and marketing for that state decided to. If this is official, this is not some rogue PR person. This is the official government. The tagline was "See you in the NT," as in see you later. But it was "See you in the NT." You can look it up. Google it now, and there's official ads on TV, and you can buy a jumper.
Bumper stickers.
See you in the NT, which is I don't know if we have to explain it to the people that haven't
I don't want to be in the
yet.
CU and the NT sometimes.
Okay.
That's the Australian government. Did you guys look it up? You can look it up.
I'm going right now. You and the NT. I'm waiting. Yep.
You can literally buy official face masks.
There's T-shirts, car stickers, everything.
That basically says, I'm going to say it, Ron. You can beep it out. It says "cunt" in giant letters, but in the small letters, it's in the
down under in the see you in the NT.
If it's good enough for final round, then I don't have to bleep it out because they didn't bleep it out last time. So
no, they did not. So we're good.
See, we have to respect other cultures, and we're all into that here on the Slam Tell podcast. And in Australia, that word just is a totally different type meaning. It's just used hey, asshole. It's just the same thing, but it's that word.
It's very versatile. It's a term of endearment.
Super versatile. Yep. Term of endearment. I mean, yeah. We need to respect other cultures.
Anyway.
That is freaking fucking funny. Holy shit. I'm just reading. I'm looking at all the images and all the advertisements they did, and just oh my God. The shirts are even funnier. It has a kangaroo.
I was going to say, does it have a kangaroo?
You can wear it out in public.
Oh, God.
Kangaroos, crocodiles. Yeah.
Kangaroo or stork, or almost like
a stork. It's an emu.
Emu, okay.
Emu. Respect our culture.
Respect the culture, Bruce.
I love it.
I think we have the title. Respect the culture. I got to write that one down.
Well, we have to get into a couple of things.
Why can't the title be "See You in the NT"?
I would love that. Yes.
No.
Oh, that's perfect. I love that one. So, why did you get rid of Star Trek, Ron?
Oh, God. We start this again every time.
I keep on getting emails and voicemails from people.
It has no soul. Unlike Spider-Man, which has a soul.
Spider-Man has a very small amount of soul. It doesn't have that much soul. I think you're saying it just has soul because of the woohoo combos and the what's the guy's name?
Jameson.
JJ doing the voice. Yeah. Jameson. Yeah.
Jameson.
I don't know. It feels like I'm not just shooting shots on that one, as opposed to Star Trek, where it feels like I'm just shooting shots. Which, I mean, you're always just shooting shots, but
I've seen so many people flail their way into a great score on Spider-Man Like you get multi-ball, everything just keeps on happening. I mean, because it locks you out of a mode, but you get a multi-ball, you get the other multi-ball, you get the Green Goblin going on, you get Venom, you get the Sandman in the middle.
The sounds are what get it. Honestly, the sounds is what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. You know, when you hear William Dafoe go, "Can Spider-Man come out and play?" You know, that's like, oh, cool. That I will give him that. You know, not some guy going, "Oh, jump off the ridge!" Oh,
The power of the sun.
Where are the skies on my head?
In the palm of my hand.
We're just going to keep on bullying you until you swap it back, basically.
Swap it back? No, it's long gone.
Well, the good thing is I still have my Star Trek. Ron still has his Black Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, and we both bought them at the same time each game, so we each have still a part of the package.
A part of the package.
What would it take for you to rebuy Star Trek? What if Raymond Davison and Tim Sexton, who you created, Tim Sexton, I believe.
Yes, we did.
We created him. Yes.
Yeah. Who else did
Ron
you guys
had
create
a
again?
love child.
Who else did you guys create again?
Who did we create, Bruce? Who did you say we created? Was it just Timmy, or did we create more people?
No, we did Timmy. We did Raymond. We did Steve Bowden. We did
We created
we created
all these
Raymond.
guys.
They were nothing before they were on this
They
podcast.
were just pinball players.
Colin McAlpine. Did you create him as well?
I don't think so. We didn't have him on until like after Pinburg.
Yes, I agree. He was on after Pinburg, but he didn't get a job till after
Oh,
us.
clearly not all the other podcasts he was on. It was just ours. Okay.
And who's next? Is it Zach? Is that who's
Oh,
next?
I'd love to see Zach.
I'd love to see that too.
Yeah, I don't know if Zach would move to
No,
Chicago.
I don't think he would move. It'd have to be a remote thing.
Yeah, but if
And
anyone
then he
could
wouldn't.
do it,
And he
I
wouldn't
think
be on the podcast, so it's like a double-edged sword.
I don't know about that.
I don't know
think
about
he
that. He loves to talk. Come on.
I know you just you got to drag it out of him sometimes.
So did Timmy. So did Tim Balls.
We've had him on afterwards, but not as much, of course.
Well, no, we have him on when he has a game out and he talks
Yes.
about the game.
Yes, but we've had him on.
Mm-hmm. You know who we also had on?
Yep,
Lyman Sheets.
Lyman.
And that is the big news that occurred.
That sucked.
We really don't have anything in the mailbag. We really have no news except that. And that's not very good news.
No. He was found, unfortunately, unresponsive, and he passed away a couple days ago. And it was just a big shock to everyone seeing Penny's post on Facebook. Penny is his longtime girlfriend. I think they've been together 15 years.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I think it's almost 15 years.
I saw them as they were always to me like the Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn couple
Yes.
of pinball.
Yes.
You know, they've been together forever, but they're not married.
Yeah. But, seeing them two together, it always made me smile. Because I've known Penny longer than I knew Lyman.
Yes, I actually knew Penny. The only time I think I talked to Lyman was on episode 100.
No, I've talked to him a couple times afterwards. And, he always... Honestly, he was very modest. He wasn't trying to be outspoken. He was happy when people came up to him and said, he was actually kind of like a little surprised sometimes. He's like, "Hi, Lyman, how you doing? I really like this." And he's like, you almost see him he'd almost be bashful, "Oh, thank you." He didn't know how to handle it, but he did. He was a great ambassador for pinball. Think about it. How many people have you heard say a bad word really about Lyman?
How many people have you heard say they bought a game because Lyman was on it?
Yes. And Lyman, we trust.
Normally, coders kind of don't get that accolade.
No.
It's usually a designer. I buy Steve Ritchie games, but people trust in what Lyman was doing. And yeah, it's a really weird thing where I often thought, and I don't know why I thought about it, but I kind of thought about the day that Lyman was going to retire or for some reason not be involved in pinball anymore. And I used to get sad and I'm like, well, this is a long time away, so it doesn't really matter. But I kind of thought about when someone dies, and on Facebook and Pinside, people talk about what they did in the hobby. And, on Pinside, it might just be some local restorer or something. And I kind of, you kind of find it sad sometimes that people don't talk about this stuff as much. People did celebrate Lyman a lot but they don't talk about it as much when the person is around. And I kind
we did.
Yeah. I just thought
I
with
am
Lyman,
devastated by this.
yeah, it's taken me. Well, still don't think I've kind of fully comprehended it. And I didn't really know the guy, but he's in my living room. Like his artwork is playable. Like I feel like a portion of his mind lives inside my pinball machines because he has like the way that he choreographs games. You know, you have a bit of OCD, Ron, and like you like certain things in pinball, and for some reason, Lyman to me like shares the same kind of OCD. Like when I think about like what would make a good rule, and it's just like it's there. Like I've never really played a Lyman Sheets game that you know, a dedicated Lyman Sheets game that I've like it kind of would be good if like, you know, this was better or this was more balanced out. You just sit there and you enjoy it. So yeah, very, very sad time.
It wasn't just programming. I think we mentioned this before, but when we had him on episode 100, he was actually on twice. We did an initial recording, and he wasn't happy with some of the parts because he felt he would come off as too negative. So he wanted to re-record certain sections. So we re-recorded that without Bruce. I challenge anyone to be able to pick that out too in the edit. That was my editing masterpiece on that one because Bruce was not there.
Yep. And he was, you know, he was so hard on himself. That's what one of his good traits was. He wanted to make the best product he could.
Yeah. In a way, I always thought his legend was bigger because he didn't do a lot of interviews.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just like, it's different.
There's only 4 or 5.
Like a zillion shows, but like when we had him on episode 100, it was the first podcast he'd done in over 10 years. Like Topcast was the previous one. That was such a huge deal for us that we were ecstatic. Come on our show. Of course, then you guys got him immediately after on Head to Head.
I don't think it was immediately. I mean, when I first got into podcasting, I was like, well, here's my list of all the people that I want to interview. And Lyman Sheets was the top of the list in like people that were important to me, but I wanted to do him pretty much last. I didn't want to do it with kind of any experience, and I don't think I got that much better at interviewing people. But after I did Lyman Sheets, I kind of was like, well, there really isn't anyone else that I want to interview. Like that's it. It's Lyman Sheets, like inside the mind of Lyman Sheets, and the same kind of, you know, you said, Ron, that he wanted to re-record certain bits. I think there were several parts of the conversation that he had with me and Marty on Head to Head that he would kind of pause and say, like, does that sound okay? Like, I'm not sure if he used like, you know, is this being too negative? But you could see he was always trying to not correct himself, but I guess people learn how to do like PR speak, and they kind of, I'm not sure what the term is, but they learn not to answer a question really truthfully, and they can stop themselves before they say it and say something else. Whereas I feel like Lyman, most of the time, like when you ask him something, depends on what context, I guess, you really get the honest response. And then it's almost like after he says a sentence, he's just like, oh shit, like, you know, am I going to get in trouble for that? Like, because he's like he's a genuine person that
similar experience
wants to give you the right answer.
When we had him on. And the thing is, the original idea of having him on was we were going to talk about his Data East Williams career.
Yes.
We weren't going to go into Stern because we didn't want, it's like, we don't want you to get in trouble and all. And the first thing he says, like, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
So we literally went through his entire career up to, what was it?
Batman.
Yeah, it was Batman 66. And it was just like, damn. And he said things like, oh, yeah, I was supposed to be on Star Trek, and then I got moved to Metallica. Like, what? What? I've never heard that before. Okay.
And he told, you know, he straightened out IPDB, like, I didn't work in this game, and I don't know who, you know. It was just, like, amazing how he was very straightforward, very honest with us. And we told him, like, we're not going to dump this for 2 weeks, so if you have any problems, if you feel like you want to take anything out, we gave him, like we do all of our people when we go for the Stern employees or anybody else's employees, you have carte blanche. You know, if you don't want something said or strike it later on, tell us. We're not here to ruin somebody's career or ruin their job. You know, we're here for entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, so I didn't know Lyman personally, but he seemed like a perfectionist and someone who really wanted to always kind of improve something to a certain point. And you know, I don't have many friends that are artists, but I've you know, seen interviews from artists and people who create content like for example, the guys that create South Park, and the way they do it is they start and they release an episode in a week, because they're like, if we sit there and we do it any other way, we'll just keep on trying to improve it and improve it and improve it and improve it, and it just never gets done. And I feel like Lyman, more than anyone in the pinball industry, like his games took the longest to come out. Like when Walking Dead came out and when Batman came out, people are just like, what is this? Like, this is just, like, it's not great. The layout, and it kind of like peels the curtain back, and you realize that like a great layout without software isn't a great pinball machine. You really do need both those things together. When you have like all the sounds and the shaker motor and the lights and whatever it is, like the magic that coders such as Lyman Sheets creates, that's when a pinball machine is alive. And sometimes with early Lyman games, that wasn't kind of apparent. But when you let him finish the machine off, you get the greatest games of all time. For example, the AFM Attack from Mars code that I'm running on, that was done way after the fact. And that was done. That was basically, if I remember, Williams went out of business, and Lyman contacted Ted Estes to see if he could get those released, because he wasn't happy with his tournament setting, where it was like, what was it? The stroke of luck hole is just 50 million for like every award. He wanted to change that to what it is, the newer tournament ROM. I mean, this is, what was that, 1995, 99? It's like 4 years after the fact.
Look at him with Iron Man.
Iron Man, AC/DC.
Spider-Man
came out with one. Like, Spider-Man had several. Spider-Man was a dicey one, because he did the initial game. He got kind of taken off it to work on other stuff, which he was not happy with, and he just kept working on it on his own time. Then like a year or two later, there was a major upgrade. That's where they added all the with Jameson saying, the headlines read Sandman beached and all that. That was not in the original code. That was all added later. Then Walking Dead, originally he thought they had the license, so it was originally coded with callouts from the show. Then it's like, oh no, we don't have that. He was not pleased. Had to rip all that out and start again. Do you guys remember that post on Facebook when, I think it was actually Steve Bowden, and this is when I was first starting to get involved in pinball. I think Steve Bowden, because he used to write his kind of reviews or hey, I went and played this new pinball machine. This is what I thought. And Steve wrote something about how he really wants to like The Walking Dead, but he doesn't like it that much. And it was as a negative review as someone like Steve Bowden, who's like the most positive guy in pinball can give. But it was, like reading between the lines, and Lyman Sheets came on and wrote this thing about how he's really sorry that he feels that way. He really wanted to spend more time on it, but he wasn't allowed to. He was dragged off to work on the spike system. And then that kind of was, deleted from Facebook. And then I guess he did get time to do it. And there was a reason Lyman wasn't on Facebook, because the brief times he was on Facebook, he would be very honest about something, and then it'd be like, I got to stay off of here, because he would come right out and say that. Yeah, I can't imagine it was easy to. Well, I don't know how people work with artists, full stop, because they seem to be like a slightly different breed of human, that just their brain works differently than other people who are running the company. And creative people, they just wire differently. And I mean, working with Lyman Sheets, I'm sure you can see people that kind of hinted at it when he passed away, and people posting on Facebook like, we battled hard and we fought over stuff, but they still have obviously the highest respect for Lyman. Him and Steve Ritchie. Here's a funny Lyman story. I'm taking the Stern factory tour at Expo, and Steve Ritchie is giving the tour. So, he's being big Steve Ritchie as he is, he's calling Lucasfilm, don't tell anyone I said that, but they're a pain in the ass to work with, because this is Star Wars. And we get to the one part of the tour, and Lyman's just kind of walking by, and Lyman's there. Oh, look, it's the legendary Steve Ritchie. And I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, no, he was, we lucked into our interview with him, because we were playing with him at a tournament. I beat Ron. It was at Pintastic.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was at Pintastic, Bruce. You beat me. Yes.
Yes. Hey, boy, that was nice. No, but we were playing, and I was playing against him after that. And we were just talking in between, and we were just talking. I'm like, hey, we do a podcast. One of these days, I'd love to have you on. He's like, don't contact me. So I waited I think we waited 6 months, and I messaged him on Facebook. And I put Penny in the message also, like, hey, because I
Smart
knew
man,
Penny
smart
knew
man.
better than this, And he came like a couple days later. He's like, I would, he was kind of a little leery, and we said, hey, we gave him our rules, what we do with every of the people, and after that, I think he felt a lot more relaxed. And then I think,
he came on. Well, he had Greg too. Greg Pavarelli came on with him,
and I think he was pleased, and he had promised us to come on for the future. And of course, unknowing to anybody, things happen.
Yeah, and the not weird thing, he did an interview. Him and Josh Sharp did an interview with the Super Awesome Pinball Show.
Yep.
And from what I've heard, a lot of he was very, very honest in the interview and because they were asking him what's been going on, and he told them what's been going on. So I'm wondering if that'll ever see the light of day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that would be considered bad to release that now or not.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I would deal with that.
Yeah. I think probably just let it lie.
Let it lie and reassess.
It was recorded in the spring of last year. It's been a while.
One Lyman sheet story, which I think I've told before on head-to-heads, which I guess is a snippet of his personality and how he was, is during the 2016 Chicago Expo when they released Batman. Well, not released Batman. They announced Batman, and they're like, if you order the LE or the Super LE, you get to meet Adam West. And I wanted to go to the US, and I wanted to kind of get out of Australia. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to order this machine without seeing it like an idiot. Spend the amount of crazy, $2,000 more, all that jazz, and I'm gonna go meet Adam West. Even though, I'm not really an Adam West fan. I'm too young to. Anyway, it was a reason to go over to the US. So I go there, and then I'm in. They give you a certain allocated time to meet Adam West because they didn't want to crowd the room. Obviously, there was, I guess, 240 people worldwide plus the 80 Super LE owners, but not everyone was there. Anyway, we're in line. There was a magician there keeping everyone kind of entertained, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Lyman rocks up, and he starts lining up. And I look at him. I'm like, hey, Lyman Sheet. I'd met him earlier, at the factory tour. I'm like, what are you doing lining up? Like, you're a Stern employee. Like, you kind of peer into the room, and all the Stern employees are there. Like, Eugene Jarvis and Gary Stern and Joe Kamikow, and everyone's just there, like, having fun. And I'm like, Lyman, you're part of the crew. Like, what are you doing in line like a pleb? You're Lyman Sheets. And he's like,
but he didn't want to cut. He didn't want to do anything.
No, he didn't want to cut. He was just like, I'm happy to line up. And I, like an idiot, was like egging him on. I was like, come on, like, just go in, go hang out with your friends. And he's like, oh, all right. So he walks up, and there's a security guard there, and he's about to walk in. The security guard puts his hand on Lyman's chest and was just like, sorry, you can't come in. You have to, like, line up. And all he needed to say is, like, I'm a Stern employee, and wave to one of his friends. But he just went back to the line. And I'm like, oh, my God, I feel like a horrible human being. Like, he was happy to do it, and then and got knocked back by the security guards. But that's Lyman, I think. He's just like, he didn't
want to push any buttons. He didn't want to be
Then Ryan made it worse. He asked him, can you tell me that story about when you had to get alcohol for Slash when they were working on Guns N' Roses?
Well, I guess the silver lining for that whole situation was that he was now in the line with me, and you guys know what it's like at Expo. People start talking about rumors, like, I heard this happened and that happened. Like, the rumors at a pinball event are so much more amplified than, online on a forum, because you can just chat to people. And I think I remember hearing about Pulp Fiction at that Expo, and now those rumors are really ramping up. But I remember Mark Ritchie walking through Pinball Expo, and someone, like, he walked past and was like, Mark Ritchie's going to do Pulp Fiction. I'm like, all right. And that was what, 5.5 years ago. Anyway, I was like, hey, Lyman, I heard that, Batman's a box of lights at the moment, but you've been burning the midnight oil and working your ass off. And, like, on the last day, it's going to be shown. And he just laughed. He was like, I'm sorry you've been told that, but it's not true. It's like, it's still a box of lights. It's got a while to go.
It was a box of lights, but he made it great.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for Penny. That's the thing I'm worried about the most. Him and his family, and everything like that. But Penny has been, they were together so long. It's like they're It's so hard. I cannot imagine what she's going through. And of course, we all wish her the best. And we will always say, you know, if you need anything, Penny, please, the pinball community is here for you. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 55 years old, I think. So
See you guys. I've been very morbid honestly, for the past 3 or 4 months. I've been very morbid. Like, boy, you know, I've cheated death once already. And then I see all these people just around us passing away. And I'm like, oh my God.
January, very bad
Start to the year.
month. Yeah.
We had Alan from New York City, who was a big collector around here. He passed away. And
that picture. There's a picture of Alciak, Lyman Sheets, Penny, and Steve Epstein all in the same picture. And it's just from a few years ago. Now they're all gone except one.
Yep. It's sad. But yeah, it was a shitty day.
There's no Lyman equivalent anywhere. Like, and I don't think there ever will be. Like, he's a super unique person, and it's
his drive to make everyone happy and to make a game as best as he could. I don't think you'll see ever again. I hope we do, but I don't think we will.
Yeah. As I say, he will live on forever in pinball machines as playable art. Like, he at the core of his essence is he's an artist, and we get to play. We're lucky enough to get a little vision inside his mind every time we start up one of his games.
What's going to happen with Cactus Canyon now?
Depends on how far he was into it.
I know. You know.
It's weird. Like, Lyman wouldn't let anyone touch his code in other games. So is it a Lyman game if it's just his? You know, he could write down a rule set. There's probably like an Excel sheet or a Word document somewhere with all these notes, but you can't just get notes. And I'm not sure if you guys saw the post I put on Facebook of when he was talking to me about Iron Man, and I was like, oh, maybe this and maybe that, and he just scribbles it in this, you know, doctor style writing that you can hardly read, and then from that somehow goes and weaves his magic. So I guess it depends on Josh, and if Josh wants to carry that on, if someone else can code it and
I know from talking to other industry people, when they were talking about programmers, I'd say, like, you know, the head programmer always gets all the credit, but there's, you know, a lot of support programmers and all that. And then I would say, you know, like, Lyman doesn't do all that stuff by himself. And he'd be like, he's a little different. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I would hope what I said, and I've brought it up to a couple people already, and I'm going to say it out loud now to everyone, hopefully, who's listening. I think the next board set, instead of being a Sam board set or a Spike board set, should be an LFS board set or a Lyman board set, because he did so much for Stern board sets.
Yeah, he did Sam, which they named after Sam Stern, and he did Spike. So why not have the next one called Lyman?
Yes, I think that would be a tribute, a great one.
Why do they call it Spike? What's the...
That I don't know.
I think there is actually one... I thought that when they put out the documents about Spike, it actually said why.
It had nothing to do with the Gremlins? Like, wasn't he the main bad guy?
It was foreshadowing for the spike protein in coronavirus. Sorry.
But if you want to honor him, you get a high score, put an LFS in.
Maybe because it's Spike because it has no fuses.
No, it would be Spark if it is the Spark system.
I still don't understand that part of it. But if you have a Lyman story, if you want us to read it on the air, please email us. We'd love to.
And this week in Pinball, they posted a bunch of Lyman stories,
including one of ours. So, and we were mentioned as one of the people who actually had a interview with him, which to me, it means the most. You know, we had Keith on. That was very special too for us. Those are the top two. Ryan, sorry, you're 57 on that list.
There's only one that would be higher to me.
Yeah. Which would be
Gary Stern.
Of course.
My dream is to have a Gary Stern, and all we talk about is old Stern.
Old Stern. That's but
He
unfortunately,
doesn't like talking about that though, right?
Yeah, we'd have to get him slightly inebriated, and then maybe he could just go off on
Yep.
let me tell you about Steve Kirk.
Yep. We'll have to send a case of vodka to Chicago. We're on our way.
You've got his phone number, haven't you?
We've told everyone his phone number. I can piss the people. I can piss off people. Or I really try.
Yes, you can.
Thank you. I don't see us ever getting Dwight Sullivan on the show.
Oh, just great segue off of that, Bruce. Yes, I don't think he's ever coming on the show. It wasn't me, Dwight. I love Star Wars. It's awesome.
Dog shit.
Bruce, when you were over, you played an awful lot of Star Wars.
Yeah, because I thought I was going to have to play it in our next segue. Now, here we go. This weekend, we had the New York State unofficial championships at Ron's house.
Well, yeah. I hate the unofficial. It literally was the top whatever. How many of them wanted to come?
Yes.
All the way down to, 50 and 60 we had to go to try to make this is most legitimate, 4 out of 7, same exact format as they actually use, all that stuff.
What is the win again?
We each paid $25, so it was broken down, and the winner won $300 and a trophy.
What does the winner usually get? A spot?
They get a piece of the
$1 fee thing.
$1 fee thing.
And they get invited to nationals in whatever location that's going to be in.
Yes.
This was for 2021?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, to review, IFPA turned back up in August?
Mm-hmm.
So their thing was like, we're not going to do one for 2021. We're just going to do it. And it's another year. So it'll be like a year and a half worth of stats. And that's what we're going to start doing again. But there was a ton of states that were like, no, we want to have one, damn it. We haven't had one of these in years. We want to have a state final. So I know Wisconsin, I think Minnesota, Georgia. There's like multiple states that did it.
Even Canada had a couple. We had the Alberta.
Yay.
Hey, take off, eh? Take off. So we had this. It was all decided. Eric Russell ran it. And it was decided to be at the Level 0 complex, which is Ron's own arcade. And Ron was, where did you start? 6th, I think you were?
I got a bye.
You got a bye.
Because I'm so awesome.
And I was 12th, I started at.
Mm-hmm.
And the first round, I got paired up with Chuck Webster.
The bastard.
Bastarded. And I beat him 4-1. That was a hard battle. So what does my luck go to then? Ron, who did you play in your first round?
I played Dave Peller.
Dave Peller.
New York City mainstay.
Yep, very good.
Can
player.
I look this up on Match Play? What's the
Challenge?
Challenge.
Challenge.com/NYS 2021. You can also check out the stream.
Yes, the Golden Stream.
That's the Slam Tilt podcast stream, and it was uploaded to YouTube last night. So it's on our YouTube channel also. I cut out all the long dinner breaks and shit too, so you can actually just see all the games.
So you see it on Challenge now?
Yep, I can see it. It's in front of me.
Okay, so what did you do against Dave?
4-0.
4-0. Sweep.
Do you guys, so sweep is what you guys call it. Do you ever call, I'm not sure if this is an Aussie thing, when you pants someone, you pants them?
Oh, is that what it's called? Cool. I want to use that term.
Well, the reason why it's called pantsing is because you make a bet. Like if you play billiards or pool against someone, you say like if I beat you without you pocketing a ball, you have to pull your pants down and run around the table. And everyone takes the bet because you're like, well, of course, I'm going to get at least one ball in. So if you beat someone without them putting a score on the board, you pants them because they have to pull their pants down and run around.
Fucking classic.
God, I love Australia. It just keeps getting better. How are you guys this awesome? I don't understand.
all of our ancestors were criminals.
That's it.
Fuck yeah. So my second round match was against a known person on the Slam Tilt podcast.
Yeah, our own Zach.
And I lost to Zach 4-3. During this match, we played a game of Whodunit. I chose the game. It was the second game.
Oh, you chose it. Fail.
I chose it. I got smoked. 11 billion, Ryan, to 1 billion. And he lost points betting in roulette. So he would have had more points.
He got the GC, though.
He did get the GC, 11 billion points.
So now LFS is the forever GC on that game because I do not have a skill level to get 11 billion on whodunit.
Fuck, holy shit. I was watching, I was like, holy shit. His bonus was 2 billion.
You ever play any whodunit, Ryan, or did they not have those in Australia?
No, my friend had it, and I used to play it all the time. But this was really early on into pinball, and I still, and now it's just one of those things where it comes up in a comp every, once a year, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Do you know what? Oh, so you don't know what the thing is then?
The dagger to get pop bumper hits to then get into some
Revolver.
multi-ball and then like
The revolver.
Yeah,
revolver. Sorry,
once you get the revolver, you start throwing your ball up to the left orbit, get it into the pop bumpers, and it just increases. He maxed his jackpot out at 500 million.
I think I knew that there are some strategies that knowing them can make you a worse player at the game unless you have a lot of practice on the game because you're like, okay, I've heard about this strategy. All you do is execute this thing. But if you can't execute it, then you're better off just hitting the shots and starting them on multi-ball. But
yeah, so I got smoked. That was my second game against him. The third game, we had it's on video. It's the first because they actually transferred off Ron.
No, it wasn't on me.
I thought, who was the second round you started with? First round was me and Chuck.
Yeah.
Who was the second round?
You'd have to look at the stream.
I'll have to look. But they jumped over because we were taking so long, me and Zach, because of that 11
I think it was
billion
Nitsan versus Pete.
Okay.
Yeah, so they went 4-1, so they were done. So we're kind of sitting around there like we don't want to have
And
dead
everyone was
air.
like, put on Ron and
Let's put it on Bruce and Zach.
So we get over there and we played our first game on video, which is the most embarrassing game of the whole night. We had Alien Star. I beat Zach on Alien Star 60,000 to 150,000. None of us could hit the spinner.
You couldn't hit much of anything by that score.
No, it was terrible. And then we went to, I can't remember that one, but then we went to, the fifth game was Black Rose. He smoked me on that. Sixth game, we took the fist. So I'm thinking seventh game, he's going to pick Star Wars, this asshole. This asshole's going to pick Star Wars.
I expect him to pick Star Wars. No.
He didn't. He picked Johnny Mnemonic and blew it up with 5.5 billion.
Which it's his former Johnny Mnemonic that he sold to me. So
exactly. So
not that big a surprise. Then he complained that the kick out from Crazy Bob's was, just
straight down the middle, which it wasn't.
Not coming where it was and all this stuff, which it does occasionally feed a little differently because I guess the welds were broken and he had to re-weld it and all that. So after he complained when it was over, I just went up, hit the hole. We still have the rig on it. So I hit the hole, comes down, drop catch. Hit it again, comes down, drop catch. Hit it again, comes down, drop catch. Like 3 times. Worked fine.
Yep, of course, done.
Here's the question, Ron. So you love lubing up your spinners.
That one's not lubed.
What do you...
That one's not lubed.
That one's not lubed?
That's the only one that's not lubed. That's the only time I made an exception.
It's pretty bad. When I hit last night, I hit Quicksilver when I was playing Quicksilver privately. I got over 100 spins on Quicksilver.
Yep.
It's fucking awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
It is.
There was someone in chat that's like, Ron spins are so overpowered that they hurt the game. It's like, yeah, they are. I don't care.
So then, Ron, you then played?
I played Sean Ford. I think was also another New York City guy.
Yep.
And he liked the older games. So I deferred again, and that was 4-1.
Sean Ford, the Storm guy?
No, that's Sean Grant.
Sean Grant.
Okay.
Zach lost to Nitsan.
Yep.
4-3 in Whodunit.
Nitsan had a huge comeback.
Yeah, he came back. He was
way
down
back.
Like 1.2 billion. Then came all the way back. And then, Ron, who did you play next?
I played Sanjay.
Sanjay Shaw.
New Jersey legend.
And that was on video, if I remember correctly.
Yep, or was that on video? Did we have that on video originally?
Oh,
no.
We came into you guys.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah.
After
My.
game.
It was Eric Russell, CNY.
Eric Russell got smoked 4-0, unfortunately.
Yeah, he got smoked 4-0, so they're kind of like, we got to film something. So they went over to our group. I had a big comeback on Getaway. That was a nice one.
Yeah. Sober Jackpot.
Player 2, and again, these are head-to-head matches, 4 out of 7. Probably should have said that first, but yeah, and he was ahead of me enough that I kind of needed to get Redline Mania and get a super, and I did. So that was cool.
Was it. Done. And then you played Nitsin for the finals.
Yeah, and I went ahead 3-0.
Yep. You came back on one game.
And then we played AC/DC.
Yep.
And we both sucked, but I was pissed.
And you lost. So you chose.
See, because I'm there. Let me get into the psychology of it first, Bruce, here.
Okay, here we go.
I'm up 3-0. So I'm starting to get in my head. I'm actually getting nervous now that I'm up 3-0.
Yeah, because you're thinking I'm going to blow
like,
it.
Oh, I can't blow this. I can't be the 2004 Yankees, I'm thinking in my head. As I'm wearing a Yankee shirt.
Yes.
Which was the irony of that. And then I have just absolute shit game of AC/DC. And it's like, I need to get really angry. And as soon as I lost, you saw me, I grabbed the rig and I just bring it right over to Demo Man. Boom.
I'm like, oh, we're playing Demo Man.
And I turn around like, you want second, right? Like, okay. Boom. I start and I just start playing. And I miss everything for like 2 minutes, but don't drain. And then I finally started hitting things.
Yep.
And then I played for a while.
Yeah, he played for almost 15 minutes. And we heard a lot of...
I had over 1 billion. And then the second ball, I did shit. And the third ball, what I got to... What's the one wizard mode? The when you complete all the claw awards?
Yeah, he got to demo time.
Demo time. Yeah. And then I had a legit chance to get to the final multi-ball.
Yep, you were almost there. You needed a couple more stand-ups and you would have had it.
I ended up with 2 billion.
Yeah. Which ROM do you have on there? The one that you can choose the claw award, but you can't choose the same one twice?
Yes. The correct one.
And he has the swear ROMs on there too. So
everyone
was hearing,
the swear
fuck you,
version
fuck
of
you.
that. Yep. Punk ass motherfucker. That's if you tell.
What does he say?
Punk ass motherfucker.
Yeah. Punk ass.
Okay. Yeah. What's it called in Australia? Is it a different term?
No, I thought you said something else. I just didn't hear properly. I thought you said see you in the NT. No.
But we got to see a lot of great people. And Ron won.
And I got to put the initials up, so I put LFS at the end.
LFS.
It was a good punctuation. And, I mean, it ran smooth. Nothing went wrong with the stream. We were done.
2 breakdowns only during the whole night.
Yeah. One was
a preventative.
One was a burning smell that I just probably should swap out the rectifier board. The other one is the EM, so I'm frightened. I'm going to have to figure out.
And Zach was even stumped by it.
Well, he wasn't. He said it would require more investigation, so that meant I don't want to do it. Like, have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were done early, which that is always the ultimate. Ryan should know that. That's like the ultimate. If you can actually get done early. So all the New York City people were like, oh, cool. We can, boom. So they were out. They're back to New York City. And that was the other thing. The finals was kind of like New York City versus upstate.
And we took it, baby.
So I had the whole pressure of upstate on my shoulders and came through.
What's it like winning a tournament at your house?
Oh, he's done it before, so this is nothing new for him.
Damn it. I thought Bruce was going to bring up that line. Because that's the first thing I think of. It's like, oh, God. It's like, oh, wow. Wow, you won a tournament at your house.
Me and Zach were commenting. We were commenting and commentating the whole time. And I said, we're never going to hear the end of this. He's like, oh, you're never going to let him hear the end of this. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're my games. There was a reason, like, the first round, I just deferred every single pick. It's like, you're not going to pick anything I don't like, because if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have it.
A similar thing happened recently here with the Australian pinball, the Victorian pinball state champs. And it was an unofficial state champs. We created our own league with our own Whopper system. And then it was time to run the finals, and we kind of didn't really have anywhere in public to do it. I asked a couple of people, and no one really wanted to open up their house for it. Yeah. And I kind of had this feeling, like this sinking feeling, like, fuck, it's going to have to beat my house again. I just got in Mandalorian, and I'm like, I'm probably going to have to include the Mandalorian in the final, so I don't have enough machines, and no one's played it. So I had the LE there, and I put maybe like 10 games on it, and then just left it there because I'm like, I don't want an unfair advantage. And then luckily at the last minute, I had enough machines, so I didn't need to include it. And I came third, and I was really happy with that. It's the second time I've run the state championships at my house. The second time I've come third. I'm like, this is a good position. Second or third, I'm happy with. Not that I was trying to sandbag. I would have happily won, but I don't know if it's an awkward feeling winning at your house? Does it put an asterisk on your name?
Oh, it does always. We're gonna definitely say asterisk.
Hey, I wasn't the tournament director.
No, you weren't. No, I agree
But
with that one.
did you move around the machines? I feel like if you move around the machines and someone changes the settings, to tournament settings, then that's kind of acceptable, because the only advantage you have with your own machines is knowing the software and knowing
and the
little
feel, and the feel,
the
flippers,
the
and
feel.
everything like that.
But if you
Yes.
if you move a game around, or even like a foot to the left or the right, like in my house anyway, because the floor is so unlevel, it's a completely different game. So as long as you move stuff around, it's fine.
No, it went really smooth. I will say it was nice to see everyone. Kate was the first time she's ever been in a New York State Championship. We had a lot of new faces. I was very happy how it all went. Eric did a great job.
Even I was happy, and I'm never happy. What does that tell you?
Never.
It was to get 31 games ready. Ryan, how long do you think it takes to get 31 games ready? To actually just go through and just give them a little cleaning, wax.
Over a month, a long time. Depends on what base you're starting at.
Yeah. Took me 4 full days to do 30 games.
Nice.
Not really. It sucked. I don't want to have to do that again.
You won't have to for years now.
Well, it's supposed to have another event in a month, and they still should be good. I mean, it's not like they're played a ton anyway, but I kind of wanted to put the best foot forward.
That Stu asshole guy comes over. He fucking fucks them up.
Stu. Where the hell is Stu? See, Stu doesn't win shit like I do. So screw him.
I've got
he can't win the IFPA.
Well, that's true. He's not. He's banned from IFPA. That's true.
I've got a competition coming up at my place this weekend, this Sunday. This year, there's a couple of less kind of public locations, so going to try and get the ball rolling for maybe once a month or once every 2 months, a double header at somebody's house. So a tournament in the morning/afternoon, lunch, and then one at night. And it just happens to coincide with someone's 50th birthday, Richard Rhodes, who's like former Australian champion. So we've got 2 tournaments. One's the Richard Rhodes 50th birthday ball, named after one of the best pinball machines of all time, Bugs Bunny's birthday brawl.
Yeah.
And then the Thunder Turds Invitational.
Nice.
I don't know if there's like, when Adam Becker and Josh Sharp are approving tournament names, like I kind of want to push a little bit to see like what I can get away with. Can I do a See You in the NT?
In the
I don't know. Is there some?
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, when Bowen Kieran's came, I think the tournament name was a one night stand with Bowen Kieran's, because he was only here for one day, so that got approved. So yeah, I don't know. What can you get away with? Email slamtiltpodcast@gmail.com and let us know if you've ever snuck in some kind of like hidden meaning into it.
I'd say write to us at slamtiltpodcast@gmail.com with what you think would be really cool tournament names.
Cool.
Like Thunder Turds. Like, that is a cool
Thunder
name.
Turds is a fucking. Hey, we're gonna have our first Flip Frenzy in a couple weeks, Ryan. Any suggestions you've done these before for us?
Is this just one Flip Frenzy, or is this the one where you're doing like
2? We're doing 2 in a day.
For how long? How many hours?
2.5 each one.
And then with finals, like the top 4 play finals afterwards?
Yep.
Yes. It's the top. Yeah. Okay. No, just people need a pee, and people don't mind a bit of a break. Watch out for people that don't put their results in immediately, because if you have a really small queue, sometimes people can kind of like hang back and not put their results in as a method of like not playing up against someone. If they see someone's game ending and they know that, this is the best player in the room, they'll hang back. So if you tell people both people have to come up at the same time and put the results in, then there's less fuckery. Like the person who loses or whatever, one person doesn't care, whereas one person might be looking around and trying to get an advantage by avoiding playing good plays the entire time. For a slight advantage. Make sure you hide the results when you're setting up the tournament. Don't show the standings at any time, and that just makes it so much more fun.
More challenging that you don't know where you're at.
You don't know where you're at. There's people that have only lost a couple of games and they think they're like in the middle of the road, but they're actually first and they get this amazing surprise. So it's a really good, fun thing where you read the results at the end. So you still don't publish the results. The person who's running the tournament clicks into it and everyone gathers around. And I think the most fun part of a Flip Frenzy is the reading of the results. Who came last, who played a game the most amount of times. And having
that's nice. And I like that. That's great. I didn't know that. That's a great thing.
It's not fair to, if you have like a decent sized queue, it's not fair to let people skip the queue because it's a format where it's kind of unfair because some people can get matched up on shorter playing games and play a lot more games than other people and have a higher score. Whereas someone at one of my Flip Frenzies only lost one game and he didn't make the top 4 because he just played long playing games the entire time. And maybe he should have, there's such thing as kind of skillfully, like, you're in ball 2 and you got 1 billion points. Like, well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to beat this person, so I'm wasting time here by trying to get, the GC. So there's actually, like, it's a really, like, there's a lot of strategy that kind of goes on, but the main point is that you get to run it within an allocated time slot and it doesn't matter what happens. One more tip. If you pause the timer for whatever reason, because there is a pause timer button, make sure
restart
you unpause it. Make sure you restart it. There's been a couple of tournaments where I pause the timer for a stuck ball. Something happens, and then I keep on going for 30 minutes, and then there is no way. There's no way to subtract time. You can add time, but you can never take off time. So just be wary of that.
Gotcha.
There you go. Flip Frenzy.
There you go. So I know somebody who is getting I know 3 people that are getting a Fathom. You're number 69, aren't you, sir? I'm number 104. And then the other person, I don't know his number. So are you excited that production has now started out on this machine?
You have pinball machines out kind of in different places, Bruce. Ron, you've got pretty much all of yours at home. So you kind of know how many pinball machines you have and you walk down to the basement and they're all there. I have my pinball machines in so many different locations that I feel like I don't have many pinball machines. And then all of a sudden, like in a week, 5 pinball machines come back. So I'm in this really weird spot where, like, I don't even know where I'm going to put Fathom in my house. So I'm like, take as long as you want, guys. Like,
No, you're getting the first ones because the Australians are going to get them first. You know that.
Well, the people who bought the 5 the series pass, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy bastards.
I don't know who were. I don't know.
I don't even know
how many people did that.
What game it is. I don't know. I mean, even if it's 10 people, it's still 10 crazy motherfuckers who are just like, I won every machine. I don't know what machine it is, but I'm gonna fucking get them all. But hey, man, if people want to do that, then take their money.
Okay. So maybe 5 to 10 people did that. Okay. After that, it's going to be the Australians next with the 2.0 version. So
I am excited about the possibilities of what this new software is because
hearing Marty talk about it sometimes a little bit on the final round is pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, and I really hope that it's amazing. So I don't have to turn to Marty and be like, But I mean, me and Marty have really differing opinions on. I think Marty understands what players want, but we also have different brains when it comes to what we enjoy in pinball. So it will be interesting. I think me and Ron, if I could be matched up with anyone in the pinball world with really similar interests, I'm sure there's someone that has it more, but they don't have a podcast with 180 episodes. I feel like if you like a game, Ron, there's a very good chance, not guaranteed, there's a very good chance I'm going to like the game too.
So you love Star Wars.
That's where I'm disappointed. I'm just like...
Well, how about Godzilla?
Godzilla rocks.
Yes, I have my Ellie here, and I fucking love it. It is so much fun.
There you go.
Only playing in Japanese. It's...
So do you avoid the bad New York City accent guy then? Or does he still pop up occasionally?
Are we talking about the guy that's in Jurassic Park?
No. I'm talking about the guy in Godzilla. Shoot the whamps.
Shoot the whamps.
Yeah. So there's the guy that exists also in Jurassic Park. I don't know how he got a second gig. I don't know if he's like Keith Alwyn's mate. He's like, yeah, I'll give you $100. You know, do these shitty fucking voices. I'm sorry if you're a pinball person and you're listening. I don't like your voice.
Wowzers.
He's still in there. If you change it to Japanese, I'm not sure if this is because it's on 0.85 firmware, but it doesn't eliminate every single English call out, including the tilt bob one. So you're playing in Japanese and you're really kind of getting immersed in this thing. And I can understand a bit of Japanese, especially when Japanese people say English words, you know, like double jackpot, double jackpot. Like it's pretty much an English word just in Japanese characters where they have to join two in one. Anyway, and then you're about to save the ball and you tilt the machine a little bit, and then you hear that guy and he's like, "Stop jostling with the pinball, with the tilt bob, mate. I'll punch you in the." He says something so weird, and you're just like, "Shut up, dude! you're one step away from being Storm."
Oh man! Wow. Yeah, I mean that's my only beefs with some of the Ellen games are the voice choices. And it's not even
except
like
for Iron Maiden. He started off with
Iron Maiden.
Like
Iron Maiden. We have two voices. We have two voices, and they're both awesome, and everything's great. Like, then you have Jurassic Park, and it's got so many voices, but it's got the guy that's really good. Welcome to Jurassic Park, DNA combo. That guy, just have him in the whole game. But then you have other ones like the guy that's the control room guy, then a random woman, then the guy, we've lost a truck. There's only 2 trucks left. And then the guy that is, New Zealand? Or whatever he's supposed to be. De Paddock.
I think he's like an Australian trying to do a South African accent or the other way around. It's all muddled up.
It's just like, And then Godzilla, it's like,
Avengers. You forgot about Avengers.
Oh, I try to forget about Avengers.
Yeah. We all forget about it.
Yeah. I'm Iron Man. No, you're not. You're not Iron Man.
You're not Iron Man at all. Get off this.
Get off. You don't look like Robert Downey to me.
Witness the form of shit call-outs.
Yeah, it's terrible.
What's his face wasn't bad. Thanos. But you just get generic, really deep voiced, and it's like, okay, we got that right.
Yes, but there are others.
Godzilla. I mean, if I was to like the narrator guy's awesome. Good golly, Miss Molly. Jackpot. I don't believe it. A giant robot. I could listen to that all day. and there's new call-outs. There's beta code out there. Carl D'Angelo, IE Pinball, was streaming it last night, and they added a countdown for the destruction jackpot.
Oh, nice.
It's even better now. It's just like, total destruction. And it's the narrator guy. Destruction in 3, 2, 1. And right at 0 releases the ball. So you got no excuse. It's got the Exilian guy, whatever. He's awesome. We have taken over your major cities.
Oh, I love him.
Fight! Ha 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 ha! I love that guy. Titanosaurus. But then you have the guy shoot the whamps. Do it in no, you're taking me out of it, man.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're adding more of him. It's like no.
That's why, you just change it to Japanese and just hope they filter every English one out, and then.
It's kind of like Sopranos if you take it off the swearing mode. Or no, it's kind of like when you're on swearing mode, but you occasionally get bleeped out stuff.
Yeah,
you ever notice that in Sopranos? That was always weird. Beep, like, wait a minute, I'm in the non-censored mode. What the hell?
I literally dropped off. I've got Sopranos, and I it's a really good rental because it's like the only European pinball machine, and there's a lot of Europeans in my state, and they might not connect with all the dad rock themes, but they're like a Sopranos, like a mafia pinball machine. Like, fucking, I'll take that for a couple of months. And I make sure it's on the swearing settings. Well, I ask them first, do you have any young kids in the house? Are you aware that this is just going to swear nonstop? And then, I set it up, and then, they play a demo game while I'm kind of just like cleaning up and leaving. And then, you hear a beep every once in a while. I'm like, oh shit, did the person before this change the settings? And I go in and I check, and it is on the swear ROM. I'm like, why is it censoring a swear word now? But then there's a whole mode where all they say is
fuck it, fuck. Yeah. That's my favorite mode. It's like, it's dough mode from Citizens Pinball Party, but just with F-bombs. What a great idea. A switch frenzy mode's kind of, they're not making their way out of pinball, but you don't see them as often as
before. I feel like in the first decade, like 2000, 2010, it was like every pinball machine like had to have a Switch Frenzy mode.
Do you hear that, Stern? Bring it back.
Yes.
Isn't there one? There's one on Stranger Things where he says something.
I think you're correct. But what could you like? How could you add a Switch Frenzy to certain games? What would be the Switch Frenzy in Rush? Like A mode, just say Canadian stuff. A. I mean, what are you gonna do there? Like Godzilla, what's your Switch Frenzy? Exactly.
I don't know.
It's like,
did people take photos of? No. I mean, there's 3 spinners on that game. Oh my gosh, and they're so juicy. And there's a spinner mode. I mean, it's the only mode that I know the rules for yet because I haven't played that much, and I'm just kind of floating around and enjoying it without looking at the rules. But there's a mode where you get into it. You're fighting the guy that starts with E. What's his name?
Ebera.
Yeah, that guy. And you basically have to shoot the left spinner and the right spinner 15 spins, and the center spinner 40 times. And then you hit the pop bumper to finish. And it sounds really simple, but it's so much fun. Just smash every spinner and then hit a pump bumper to cash out. It's fun. We've all been complaining about spinners not being implemented in pinball machines for ages, and now they're like really, there's some amazing rules.
Yeah, it's an Elwin thing.
Yeah, it is. Totally.
I feel like, I mean, maybe he influenced other coders as well, but I feel like other pinball machines also have it. Like Deadpool has really good spinner rules.
But he has 3 spinners.
Exactly.
3 of them.
I love that you have the mode where you have to go around. Not Mothra. What's the one that you have to get 3 spinners, and then you have to hit the pop bumper?
That we just said it. It's Ebra.
I know, but what's the name of the mode? That's what I'm.
What do you mean the mode? They're not called. It's Ebra. Okay, it's called Godzilla versus Ebra.
That's exactly what it should be, and But the other one is good with. I like the one where you hit the ramps all the time. That's Godzilla
versus Gigan.
Yeah, Gigan. The other 2, it seems like you can't follow where the shots are always.
What are the other ones? Godzilla versus Megalon.
Yeah, but you can't follow where the shots are going. Like where am I going?
I don't know. I care less on that game because I just love the theme so much. It's just like it's fucking Godzilla. He's destroying buildings. There's monsters fighting. This is what it's all about.
It's funny because when you play a game that you don't know much, you're like, oh, I'm going to start a mode and then start multiple, and then good things will happen. But in that Ebra mode that you have to hit the spinners, as soon as you get into multiple, it turns on the LE and Premium, it turns the turntable around and blocks the right spinner until you hit all the targets, which then lights the spinner for the addable. So that it kind of actually hinders you from finishing that mode, which is interesting.
But the other important thing in Godzilla, with the Premium LE, 2 of the 3 spinners are the correct spinners, the full-size spinners. That's another thing, making a comeback.
Fat fatties. Hey, have you ever seen a kid cry when playing a pinball machine? Not from like, the ball drains, like something happened.
Ron.
Me? You saw me cry as a kid?
No, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was.
What? What are you talking about?
He doesn't fucking win. He doesn't go with it. Do you see, Ryan, what I got to deal with?
I'll go with it. I'll go with it if it doesn't confuse the fuck out of me and make sense.
That's the problem.
I'm easily confused, or you're easily confusing.
No, Sean Grant is definitely the one I've seen where I thought he was going to lose it one time with that Black Knight 2000.
What does that have to do with kids crying?
But that's what I almost saw, like him.
Dude,
he was almost crying.
Dude, you just... But... Okay,
he almost lost
Ryan
it.
Did
he not?
Yeah, ever seen a kid cry at pinball and then Bruce
he was acting like a kid, so that's why I consider it.
That doesn't... Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So my kid is 10 years old, and when kids are 10 years old, they start to be like, I want to be like a teenager and watch. I want to watch Squid Games. I'm like, no, you're fucking not. I don't want to deal with your nightmares. Anyway, so my kid's been like harping about Squid Games for ages. She's not going to watch it, but I just got Stranger Things, and I was just like, if you want, and she's mentioned before, can I watch Stranger Things? I'm like, fuck no. But I'm like, if you want, you can play the pinball machine. And I wanted her to kind of just get like the spooky vibe, like even the music. And then she'll just be like, okay, this is a bit spooky for me. I want to go back to watching rainbows and unicorns. So I let her play Stranger Things, and she's flailing about. And have you guys seen the modes, which I've never seen before on Stranger Things? There's so many kind of modes in the game, Lonnie D. Rupp game. Find Barb.
Find Bob. No.
Barbara. Barb. Anyway, it's a mode that you start, and I think it lights maybe like all the shots, and one of the shots is finding Barb, who dies. So she starts the mode. She looks up at the screen, and the animation is kind of like Barb going into a closet or something and getting taken by a demigorgon. She's like, "Oh, that's a bit creepy." I'm like, it's fine. And then she just flails around, hits the one, like the first shot she hits is finding Barb. It stages the ball. She looks up at the screen, and Barb has like, I don't know if you can Google this, just like Barb Stranger Things dead. It's fucking terrifying. It's like this woman's face that has like holes through it. It's like glazed over, and like a demigorgon or a cockroach or something comes out of her mouth. My kid let go of the flippers, turned around, because I was behind her, turns around and starts bawling her eyes out. She's like, I just saw a dead person. It took me half an hour to calm her down. Like, I've never seen a pinball machine make someone cry. So, luckily it was in the middle of the day, and I had the entire rest of the day to turn it around. If that was at night, she wouldn't have slept. It was.
So it's Barb. Barb. I thought it was Bob. I thought it was a dude. I'm looking at it right now. Barb's death scene in HD.
Well, I don't know if it's her actually dying that you see. It's just her face with a.
Damn it! It doesn't show a damn thing.
Oh, there's a sex scene in this one as well.
Yes, that's what I'm like. What the hell? Did she die before or after that?
Ron's just watching porn.
Yes, he is. That's what he always does when we're watching this stuff.
All right, wait. Since you're going to edit this, Ron, because you love editing, I'm just gonna copy and paste it into chat.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
That's pretty scary for a kid, right?
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Anyway, Lonnie D. Rupp, you made my kid cry. Thank you. That was pretty cool. She's not going to watch horrible movies anymore for a while.
I think anybody who plays a Ronnie Lop game cries.
Plays what?
A Ronnie.
You said Ronnie Lop. That ain't his name. Good Lord.
Lonnie Rop, whatever you want to call him. He's terrible. I will give. Wait a second. Hold on. Here we go. I'm going to compliment Dwight. He's one step up.
They all have their place in the hobby, Bruce. Dwight is the master of earnings on location. Ronnie,
and flasher burn, eye burn.
Lonnie, and you made me say Ronnie.
See?
Fucking hell. Lonnie is the master of making games for the noob / intermediate player. Like I don't think there's anyone else that
he makes great light shows. Iron Man is awesome. Or Bruce, are you going to say just like all the awesome things with Iron Man weren't him?
They weren't him.
I don't believe we're having this conversation. Let's move on, Ryan. Yes, Ryan, you were saying?
I was just thanking Stern employees for making my kid cry. I don't know if there's an alternative firmware for Stranger Things. You know how people go into pinball browser and fool around with stuff. But I'm pretty sure it is, because there's something about, like, I bought this secondhand, obviously, and I asked the guy, I'm like, have you upgraded the speakers on this? And he's like, nope. I'm like, did you upgrade the code? And he's like, maybe, I don't know, I can't remember. But it's the first time I've played Stranger Things properly with the volume full blast in a room on my own, dark, and yeah, it's an experience, man. Like there's nothing that comes like with the UV kit. You just like do the thing again, do the demigorgon thing. I don't care if it drains. I just want to go
premium UV kit, dark room, loud volume. Yeah, all that is required to get the full experience. And I've never watched the show.
I hate that for the first year and a half that my experience with the machine was playing it in a comp on location with a horribly set up pinball machine. Like the worst Stranger Things I've ever played was the one that I played for the first year and a half. And I hated the machine. I'm like, who fucking designed this shit? It still is clunky. It still is compared to his other games.
It's like AFM, it's not.
Yeah, compared to Brian Eddy's other games, they're all masterpieces in terms of just, old games, and no matter what shitty condition they're in, they still play good. Maybe you can't hit the right ramp on Medieval Madness. That's the worst it can get. But yeah, Stranger Things is still quite clunky, but it's fun. Not amazing, like this is the greatest game of all time, but just a misunderstood game when it came out, I guess.
All the issues with the premium, all the bulletins, all the extra kits you had to buy to actually make it work right. but then they never did another run of premiums after that, that had all these fixes in there from the factory.
Yep.
That's for the magnet stuff.
Yeah, like the magnet, the ramp. There was like you can get another ramp. There was multiple bulletins, different kits you could buy to fix the issues. The Demigorgon itself, I think they made the hole bigger in later runs, but they never did another run of premiums with all the fixes in it.
What was the issue in the end with the ball lock at the back? Like, is it a magnet issue? Is it a...
What was that, Bruce? Didn't they had another ramp you could get?
Yes. Yeah. Another ramp you had to actually get from your distributor. And I don't think they made many of them. They might still have them. Who knows?
Well, the kids are getting older, so I think they committed to making season 4 and season 5, and then that's it. Stranger Things is gone forever. You can't have a childhood kid movie and they're all 25 years old.
Yeah. Oh no, you do. It's called Karate Kid, or Cobra Kai. I mean,
Cobra Kai.
Ron's like, "What do you mean Cobra Kai? What the hell are you talking about?"
I know what that show is.
Oh yeah, right. You just heard about it on the internet.
I love the main character. He's just the funniest guy. His use of
Johnny?
Technology. Yeah,
I love Johnny.
Every time he goes to use technology, it's just the best.
When he was tweeting, when he was drunk tweeting. You know this is on the internet?
You talk about Cobra Kai?
Yes.
See, to me, it's just like, it's Ralph Macchio, the blonde kid from Cobra Kai, who was also in Back to School. And I don't know what his actual name in the movie or his real name is. So I'm right, though, right? See, so I'm right about Cobra Kai.
Are you saying, Ron, that you've seen Karate Kid 1 and...
I see 1 and 2.
Okay.
Is there a 3?
There was a 3 where it was like the Karate Kid was a girl, right?
Oh.
No.
I think.
There's a 3rd.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was Will Smith's son.
That was another.
No,
that was a
remake.
remake. That was a remake. I believe there was a 1, a 2, and a 3. And the 3, it was a girl, it was a Karate Kid. And then there was the Karate Kid remake where I think Jackie Chan is the Miyagi role and Will Smith's kid is the Ralph Macchio role. Isn't it confusing? I have to look this up now. Karate Kid 3.
I like how Will Smith's kid isn't famous enough to not be Will Smith's kid.
No. Oh, I think it's Jaden, something like that. But he was in that other horrible movie that.
With him and his father.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was a train wreck.
After Earth. Earth. Oh my God.
It's almost as bad.
See, why do you watch that, Ron? Like, why do you give the time to that piece of shit? But then you won't watch other famous movies that people like. These are good movies. Like,
I've never seen it. I've only seen reviews of it that are hilarious where I'm like, wow, this looks horrible.
Okay, now hold on. We're going to go into a piece of this weekend's history.
This weekend's history. Oh, and I have heard about Squid Game, by the way. I actually know what that is.
I've never watched it either, so I'll be with you on that one. Okay. Ron has not seen some of the movies that we've talked about in the past, Ron. What have you not seen? You've not seen
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings?
Correct.
Okay. You've not seen you've seen all the Star Wars. Oh, the first 3. You've never seen the last 6?
I've seen the prequels, I've seen the correct trilogy, and I've seen the first of the new trilogy.
Okay, so you haven't seen the last 2.
No.
But ask Ron about the movie we watched this weekend.
Oh, which one?
What movie did you watch?
Do you mean the movie or short?
We watched a movie. Remember, it was from what is it? Visiting Balloon Land, or what was it?
No, that's not. That's a short. Believe it or not, that's
53 minutes. It's a movie.
Yeah, kind of. Fun in Balloon Land.
Fun in Balloon Land.
We watched Riff Tracks. For those who don't know, Riff Tracks is the 3 guys from Mystery Science Theater. 3 of the guys, and they just watch really bad shit, and make fun of it.
Which we could do easily. This would be my favorite gig of all time.
Balloon Land is other level bad, even without insulting. It's balloons, and then there's a parade, so it's bad already. But the parade, there's a woman who does a voiceover, and she sounds so wasted, and it was hilarious. That's the loudest I've heard Bruce laugh in a while. Bruce should watch. He should get more Riff Tracks. I'm recommending other.
Yes, Riff Tracks, definitely. I'm going to be starting to watch this because it's funnier than hell. But oh my God! But he'll watch that movie.
Lord of the
He
Rings.
watched it with me.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
How about this? How about we compile a list of the most famous movies that Ron hasn't seen, and then we put it up for a Facebook vote. And then you write them in the comments, and whoever gets the most likes,
I
Ron
have to
has
watch.
to watch.
Okay, I'll agree under one condition. It has to be a single movie. You can't say
Can't
like
be Lord of the Rings
you can't say
times
Lord of the
three.
Rings trilogy where I have to sit here for 9 hours of Lord of the Rings. No.
All you need to do is watch the first one, and you're like, I want to find out what happens.
No.
You would, actually.
dismiss it.
Sure, as long as Bruce puts it up on Facebook, I'll do that.
Okay.
The greatest thing about Lord of the Rings, after playing the machine a lot, is that you start to quote things from the movie without even knowing. Like, I know this entire scene, and you just start,
This foe is beyond any of you. Run! Yeah, yes. So what we got? Lord of the Rings trilogy. I haven't watched any of them.
Marvel.
Matrix.
Harry Potter. Haven't watched any of them. Matrix. I watched the first one.
First one.
Yep.
Okay.
There's no Matrix pinball machine. It has to be pinball machine.
pinball machine.
related,
Oh,
surely.
pinball machine. Okay.
Star Trek. How about the new Star Trek?
Have you watched all the new Star
Yeah,
Treks?
I saw the first two that the game is based on. So yes.
Okay. Okay. So we're good on that.
Avengers.
No.
No.
Well, that's comic book, but I haven't watched the only Marvel movies I've seen are
How
Iron
about the
Man.
original Avenger movie? No, the original Avengers pinball machine from 2013.
I feel like because Avengers exists, it can be any Marvel movie because
Now, wait, like
they're
Iron Man.
all
Did you see 1 and 2?
Just one.
Okay, so we got them on 2.
Whiplash. He doesn't even know who Whiplash is.
Oh, what else is there?
I saw Guardians.
Okay, Guardians. You did see.
Ooh. 1 and 2 or just 1?
Just one.
2 is really good,
Two's,
but not the not.
No, it's just there.
I didn't think one was that great. So sorry.
What else we got here for a movie? Let's go back. You've seen Willy Wonka?
Yes.
The Chocolate Factory? Okay.
There's one I can't believe you haven't mentioned yet.
Which one's that?
I'm going back on the Stone website. Well, you haven't watched Stranger Things, which is not a
No.
movie.
Yes.
That's not a movie.
Mandalorian. Have you watched The Mandalorian?
Yes.
Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Okay, see? Halloween?
Jurassic
Yes.
Park.
Jurassic Park?
No.
Oh.
You haven't watched the original Jurassic Park.
Correct.
Ooh. I wonder what it's like watching that now, like a movie from 1993.
Yeah, which is weird. I mean, that's Spielberg. Yeah, I would have
still
thought I would
stands
have
up pretty
watched
good.
it. I would have
Still
thought I
pretty
would have watched it, but I did.
Have you seen Deadpool?
Yes. And Deadpool 2.
Okay, good. So, okay.
Have you seen Star Wars?
Well, you said that you didn't see the last two.
The original trilogy, yes. The correct trilogy that the game is based on. Yes.
Munsters. Have you seen the Munsters?
Yes.
Ghostbusters.
Yes. I haven't seen Ghostbusters 2. That's Scolari Brothers are the only thing
Scolari
that's in
Brothers
it.
are in that. That's Ghostbusters 2. It is.
Scolari Brothers literally like a throwaway scene from the start of the movie. Like it's not even a storyline.
It really isn't, but they are in there. Let's see what else.
Have you seen WWF? The American Dream, baby.
That's right, baby. I've seen the American Dream. Actually, he was more NWA and WCW than WWF, baby.
He was.
That's for my wrestling friends out there. Otherwise, they will correct me, baby.
Have you seen Tron?
The original.
Not the new one.
but not
which
Legacy.
I
is
haven't
also
seen the
based
new
on-
one, which I know I would like that one guy, the crazy British guy.
He is good.
Just
Avatar.
he's the kind of character I would be like, yeah.
Well, he's also good in, what's it called? The vampire movies also.
I have not seen Avatar,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
which there's been a bunch of them.
I know.
Do you mean the
This is
original
actually
Jim Henson
cartoons, you know.
done one? No.
Elvira,
you
you
guys-
probably watched, of course.
What do you? Just a tiny little segue. What do you think about Avatar makes it an average game? Because like the software.
Have you seen Avatar?
Yeah. I know what I don't like
No,
about
I
it.
mean,
but-
Ron, you have you.
I already said no. Are you paying attention?
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
You didn't hear me with your headset on.
Yes, not at all. See what I got to put up with? See?
Shrek.
See what I got to
Have you
put
seen
on.
Shrek?
Game of
Shrek.
Thrones, have you watched?
No. And Shrek, no.
Wow.
The good, like the Batman, good one.
I've seen,
Did you watch-
I've seen the old show.
Dark Knight.
I've seen the Christopher Nolan ones. Well,
Okay.
except the last one. I didn't see the Bane one.
How about
was
Walking
garbage.
Dead? Have you watched any of The Walking Dead?
No.
Oh.
24.
No.
Transformer movies.
No.
Wow.
Pirates of the Caribbean. We're going back pretty far.
Yes. I saw the first two.
You ever watched CSI, the TV show?
Yes.
Have you ever
Indiana
listened
Jones.
to Elvis Presley music?
I have Elvis Presley music and Indiana Jones, the original trilogy, yes.
Okay.
Sopranos.
Well, what am I saying? I actually did see the fourth one, unfortunately. I wish I could.
Yes.
Sopranos, no.
Terminator
Have you ever watched
3,
NASCAR race?
Rise of the Machine.
No, I've never seen Terminator 3.
Have you ever watched a NASCAR race?
Yes.
Here's an important question, Ron. Do you have any Playboy magazines with pages stuck together?
No.
Austin Powers.
The first two.
Have you ever played a game of Monopoly?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever been to a casino and been a high roller?
I've been to a casino. I have not played anything.
X-Men.
Yes. I saw one of them. I think the first one. Yeah, the first one. Where Wolverine's like fighting people in an underground fight club or something. It's the first time you see him. Is it that first movie?
Can't remember.
We're so old.
Anyway.
Because there's so many of them.
We have a lot of fodder I have to go through
Yeah.
to figure out
Like 50 options.
which movie will make Ron watch first from the voting.
And he will have to watch it, everyone. So it's
We
agreed
should
to it
actually
on the podcast.
videotape him watching it with the reactions.
Yes, yeah, you should live stream it.
You can also do
watch
Congo, Johnny
Congo?
Mnemonic. I haven't seen those.
Don't watch.
How about
Congo,
Shadow?
Don't watch it.
Nope.
Nope. See, Shadow.
Dracula, yes.
Have you watched The Flintstones?
No.
Now that's a rubbish movie. That is like
This.
That would be painful.
that is
Don't
like
make
a
me
1
watch
out of
that.
10.
Oh, that is definitely everyone's vote. I can see it coming. I can see everyone voting.
I like Rick
Flintstones.
Moranis, but I mean, no.
Addams Family.
Yes, I saw the. Well, wait a minute. No.
Not the TV show, but the movie.
No, I never saw that.
Wow.
What the fuck, Ron? You have the pinball machine. You have the pinball
But
machine.
he'll watch crap movies like what's the other movie we saw with the karate guy that was the first one, the one who hung himself.
Oh, yeah. Well, Riff Trax has the whole series of like Future Cop or something. It's David Carradine did this series of movies where they're supposed to be in the future, even though they're obviously just in LA in modern times. So it's just so utterly ridiculous. They're supposed to be in the future, and that was really bad.
But he watched them all.
I watched the Riff Track versions, yes.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Have you watched all of the movies that? What was Medieval Madness meant to?
Monty Python.
Sure.
Yes,
No,
I've seen all the Monty Python movies.
An Attack from Mars. Maybe
Have you watched ever Attack from
Mars
Mars?
Attacks. Have you watched?
I've never watched
Mars
Mars
Attacks?
Attacks.
Maverick.
Yes, I've actually watched Maverick.
Oh, God.
Okay.
How about Lebowski? The Big Lebowski.
I've never watched The Big Lebowski.
Wow, we have a ton of fucking fodder.
I think we've got.
So
enough
we need
options.
two. We're gonna have which movie would you have first have Ron suffer through?
No. This is a one
Yes,
and done.
this is
One
what
and
it's gonna
done.
be.
I'm not sitting here watching
No,
a
we're
bunch
gonna
of
watch
these movies. No.
We are going to.
No, I don't
You
watch
have a
a lot of
5-hour
movies.
plane flight coming up.
We should just do Lord of the
Wait a
Rings.
sec, he's
that-
going
No.
to end this. He's going across country. He has plenty of time to watch
No,
movies.
no Lord of the Rings, please. No.
No, I think it should be Flintstones. And then we get
If
a
we-
book report from him.
Quick report.
Ron's reviews.
This
Yeah,
movie
Ron's
sucked.
reviews.
I'd rather play the game.
The most painful one, I think, would be The Hobbit, because
Oh, it is bad.
The Hobbit is a tiny ass book compared to Lord of the
Yes.
Rings, and it was only meant to go for like one movie. And they're like,
I mean,
look, Lord of the Rings
three movies.
went really well. Let's stretch this out into 3 movies. There's like a 20-minute lunch scene where they're all just talking shit, and it's the worst conversation.
No, the worst
The
is
Hobbit.
the barrel chase.
The barrel chase.
Yeah, the barrel chase. It's so unneeded.
Okay, wait. So did you guys watch all 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
After the first one, you had to kind of know it sucked.
Yes, but I was stuck
So
with my
why
wife,
did-
so
But
It doesn't.
I'm married.
It doesn't suck. It's.
I'm married. I gotta listen to
It's
this.
like
I gotta
after
watch some
that
of this.
that Star Wars one, what is it? The Force Awakens or whatever, I knew it's like, okay, I have no interest in watching anymore.
What's the series after Harry Potter? The one with the interesting or like the weird?
The series for more money?
No, well, it's sort of like that, but it's really a prequel to Hogwarts and everything like that.
One
And it's
with the
called
Fantastic Beasts and Where
Yes,
to
yeah,
Find Them.
Fantastic Beasts. I fell asleep during it.
You do fall asleep easily, though.
But no, this is in a movie theater with a lot of people. And
Did you
I was
snore?
snoring my head
Oh,
off.
cool.
My wife's like, oh my God.
I kind of respect Ron. Like you love Star Wars. I mean, even the pinball machine somehow. But you're still like, I'm not giving my time towards these other ones compared to someone like Jeff Teolis and Jeff Parsons and all the other Jeffs in the world that love Star Wars. They're just like, I watched this when I was a kid, so I just want to.
I did.
I'm just gonna.
And it was great, and it should die. And they should come up with new ideas, new worlds, new stuff, and not just
They did.
keep.
It's called The Mandalorian. It's called Boba Fett.
Yeah, because he's fucking new. Hello.
Hey, we're Disney. We have to milk
Exactly.
This, get that money
You
back.
said it all right there. It's fucking Disney. Fuck them. I hate Disney.
Ooh, Ron,
Wow.
your sponsorship deal. You were so close.
I hate Disney.
That's like saying it. That's like
Wait a
saying
sec,
you
which
hate
is
a
better,
you hate a
Microsoft
religion.
or Disney?
Oh God, that's like evil and eviler. I mean, that's.
I know. So which one is it?
Nah, they're equally evil.
Wow, equal.
It's like you got to remember, I was never into the whole like when I went to Disney World and you go like on a ride and everything has to be this story, like the what's the thing, the Tower of Terror. Where they drop you, but of course it's Disney, so it has to have a whole storyline. You're in an old hotel from like 1920s and all this crap. It's like, just put me in a chair and drop me. I don't want all this other stupid story bullshit. I don't care.
So okay, guys, I have the perfect thing. We're going to bring Ron to Florida, and we're going to make him go to the Hollywood Studios Park, where he has to ride every Star Wars ride and get the full experience.
I went to Universal. I was on, was it the Spider-Man ride? That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Spider-Man. That was
pretty good.
One from. But I'm saying, no, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to fly the Millennium Falcon or be the navigator or be the engine person.
Move on, folks. Move on to something new.
All right. So we have our segment.
Yeah,
We do. I can't
Bruce, it's up to you.
Bruce,
Yes, I have to.
it's up to you.
I'll have to listen to it again when he posts it, and then we'll. But I think Flintstones is definitely the winner.
Wow, you really are pushing Flintstones. Hey, people, Jurassic Park, because I actually wouldn't mind watching that. So, yeah, if you want to do that one.
Lord of the Rings. My vote's
Flintstones.
Lord of the Rings.
Beat the Flintstones.
No, not Lord of the Rings.
Have a two-time.
God.
John Goodman.
I would always do it. I would have my
Rosie
thing
O'Donnell.
when I played a pinball machine that I hadn't watched a movie. I would play it for a bit, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch Congo, and I'm like, this is kind of like everything makes more sense, and I have a
It makes more
deeper
sense, but it's
appreciation.
terrible.
But no, I think Congo is
Congo?
so cheesy.
Yeah, how
Congo
can
is
that suck?
cheesy within the first
It
the
does
first 3 minutes. Like there's this hilarious scene, and like, okay, I know what I'm in for. Whereas Flintstones, I got angry after like 15 minutes. I'm like, I can't do this. It's so fucking bad, and I switched it off. I've never done that.
Tim Curry is in Congo, and he's Romanian. Just that's awesome. And it's not like,
But wait, he's in the shadow, and he's okay.
I'm in. And Stan Winston did the special effects for the gorillas and shit, so you know that's going to look good.
Ew, that's terrible. That is the worst part of that movie.
So I wouldn't mind watching Congo.
Yeah, I'm going to try for the shadow. Flintstones or the shadow.
The Shadow's good, cheesy fun too. Anyway,
It is cheesy. It's so
Don't you
cheesy.
wonder-
You're going to appreciate it, Ron.
don't you
If
wonder
you
Ron,
like
when you're
these
playing the
cheesy
Shadow
movies.
and you have to kind of like hit Farley? You're like, what's going on here? Like, what's the reference? Like, don't you want to know?
The ice is slippery, but the something is something.
Yes.
Like, what the hell does that mean? I don't
Peking
get
duck. Peking duck.
it. Yeah, like I'm not scared of you, but I am. Well, ooh, okay, great.
My wife loves The Shadow, the movie. Oh my God, she's addicted to it. Anytime it's on TV, stop. She'll watch the whole thing.
Alec Bowie.
South Park reference.
20 million.
That's Team America, which is South Park, basically. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Alec Bowie. Oh my God, God, I love that movie. That is right up there with my favorite comedies ever. Team America. I want a Team America pen.
When Thunderbirds came out, everyone was just like, just make the American version Team America.
That's right, Gary.
Okay, now, Ron, if they rethemed Thunderbirds into Team America, would you have purchased it?
Even with a shitty playfield.
What are you spelling when
Team America instead of Thunderbirds?
That's not it. No. It's International Rescue. You need something really long.
Team America
versus Kim Jong-il.
Like that. Would you have bought that, Ron?
No, because the playfield's too bad.
Even with the sound, if they got all the sound quotes, all the video, everything.
I'd rather see a better game rethemed to that.
Do you guys know for my Thunderbirds, Thunder Turds Invitational competition, I'm giving away, I just had this idea and I still haven't properly figured it out, but I'm going to give away $500, $500.
Wow.
To anyone.
That's Australian, so that's like $27.95, right?
Fucking hell.
I'm an asshole.
To anyone who can spell International Rescue. Now, a Thunderbirds pinball machine is not allowed on my premises, so it's not going to be like hitting a ramp. But there's going to be a way, and I'm not going to tell people how to do it until halfway through the comp. Whoever collects letters by performing certain tasks will win $500 to get a spell International Rescue. I still haven't figured it out properly, but it's gonna be a thing.
America, fuck yeah!
I'll have sex with you if you promise never to die.
Just I promise I will never die.
I don't think I've ever laughed more in a
God!
It was so unexpected. I'm like, what the fuck?
It was funny. Ron would just like I used to go to his house. We'd sit down on all of a sudden, plop, pops it on. There I am, fucking watching Team America again, and laughing my ass off.
Team, he proved himself 100% devoted to the team. He proved it last night by sucking my. Oh, I won't say, but you know, you can. It's just like, oh my God.
Lovely.
I will only trust you, and only you, if you will perform oral sex on me. What? Or we just vomits continuously for like 5 minutes.
These are good pinball. That's a switch frenzy mode right there.
Oh God, the vomit. Yes, he keeps vomiting. I agree. Make it happen.
Isn't there a mode like that on Family Guy?
Yep. That's the Epic Cat.
Epic Cat
mode. Yep.
Love it.
From an episode. Yeah, that was good. Oh, now I'm depressed because I know there will never be a Team America World Police pinball machine.
I think Australia
there's
should
like 10 pinball manufacturers out there, Ron. Like, I think...
Wait a minute. I know how this can happen. It's the American Dream Contest from American Pinball, baby. You make a whole brew of Team America World Police, and if they like it enough, baby, they can make it happen.
Zach, you have a new quest in the next 12 months.
Yes, Zach, you need to make the Team America World Police pinball machine. What toys would be in that?
The Eiffel Tower.
Vehicle,
the tower falls down. You have like the Mount Rushmore in the back, which opens up and they come out. Yep.
See? You already got it.
It's pretty much the same as Thunderbirds. Maybe Zach can copy and improve the Thunderbirds layout.
I think a monkey with 2 freaking screwdrivers can do
that.
Anyway, good times.
It was good times. It's been good times.
We do miss you, Ryan. Ryan, I have one more question for you. Have you guys gotten any spooky Halloweens or Ultramans down there yet?
No, the way it works is they bundle them all up together and then they send them down in one container to New South Wales, and then it gets kind of distributed from there. Not from a distributor, from kind of the community. They get one invoice, but what that means is even if you got in really early or you got in really late, you're getting bumped down the queue or you're skipping the queue.
So are you getting one?
No.
No, God no.
Wait, not because of the game, because I don't like scary, like horror genre.
So you would love to have an Ultraman.
Well, I feel like Godzilla. Who are those alien people in Godzilla?
Zillions.
Yeah,
from Planet X.
I look at the artwork and I'm kind of like, this kind of looks like Ultraman. Like,
well, there's a reason. The guy who did all the supervised all the Suitmation special effects from the Godzilla movies, he did Ultraman. So that's why There was an
It's
episode
close.
of Ultraman where they used one of the leftover Godzilla costumes, put like fin things on it, and it's like the monster in that episode.
Before we move on from Godzilla, I feel like I need to say something, and it's really immature, but I feel like it's the only podcast
You're in the right
that
place. Yeah.
You're
I can
in
say
a
it on.
totally fucking right place.
So I don't know. When I got my Godzilla and I'm looking at the artwork, I'm going to post it in chat now.
Oh my God. Put some clothes on. Is this your Tinder profile? What the
Ryan,
hell?
you look very
Whoa.
junky. Man, junkarama.
Okay. Now he sent the right picture.
Okay. So
Yes.
what's the red guy called in the background? This is my Godzilla knowledge.
It's Titanosaurus.
Can you see it, Bruce?
I did. I saw it.
Doesn't it look like he's licking an invisible dick?
Yes, he is. You didn't know that? That's what happens in all these Godzilla movies. That's why Ron
Looks like
loves
he's-
him so much. I'm going to hear this now. There goes the edit for that one.
Like I know Keith Elwin puts like googly eyes on his pinball machines. It's kind of funny. I feel like I need to do a cardboard cutout of a dick and put it there because it looks like he's holding a dick and he's just on the top.
Fondling the ball edge at the same time.
Anyways, you said you're going to keep it. You said this is the podcast to do it, Ron. So you got to keep it in. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Titanosaurus.
Sucking dickus.
What are you doing? My God, I don't believe it.
I don't believe he's done the whole thing. When you hear him scream like the monsters, that's not really.
That's him blowing his loads. All right, good job.
Good job.
My work here is done.
My work here is done.
Done.
I've ruined another podcast. Onward and upward.
Okay. On that note,
So, Ryan, what have you been up to? How was?
Oh, Jesus.
2 hours into the podcast.
it's like we're just going in. No, Bruce, I'm trying to finish it up here.
No,
Yes.
I love having Ryan on.
I do too, but I have to eat dinner at some point.
Oh, you God Almighty! And you got to wake up in the morning. Now
He's got to wake up in the morning. He's already woken up.
He was barely awake when we got him on.
Yeah, his voice is cleared up nice. Silky
It
smooth
has.
now. Oh, my.
Oh,
It was pretty
my.
funny. I went away for a couple of days and I haven't woken up early enough to watch the sunset in I can't even remember, maybe a decade. And I was in this beautiful place and could have watched a beautiful sunset. And I was like, nah, I can't do it. And then Bruce is like, when are we going to record? And I'm like, 6 a.m. And I woke up and I saw the sunrise, not the sunset. Sorry, what I'm talking about. I woke up and I was awake for that. So the beautiful nature can't make me wake up, but talking to Ron and Bruce can.
We do miss you, brother. And I cannot wait to finally meet you.
It's so weird, Bruce. I feel like I have met you so many times that I haven't. It might be really awkward.
Oh, it's gonna be no, it won't. Ask Marty the first time I saw him.
The first time ever I saw your face.
I saw him walking when we were at Pinburg, and it was just before the beginning of Pinburg tournaments. So there's like 1,000 people, and I have a very loud voice, and I scream out, "Marty!" And he's looking around like, huh? And then he saw me, and he's like, "Holy shit!" And it just started from there.
I remember the one time Marty was walking around. I was like, he's in Steve Ritchie mode. He had like all black on.
Yes,
It just reminded me of Steve Ritchie.
I agree. He was really cool. Well, Ryan, thank you for coming on. As I said, this was we've had this plan for weeks, but I'm glad you were on with the Lyman part, because it was really, this was a shitty week.
It is. It's a really sad time in pinball, but as I said, he'll live on.
Yes.
We're not going to ever stop talking about Lyman sheets.
No. And we are talking about we've had a couple of people bringing up on our private chat about the cluster vuck possibly for this, and I think that will happen. Sorry, Ron. We're gonna make Ron suffer. Editing a cluster vuck about Lyman, which will be incredible. Watching either Flintstones or The Shadow.
No. You have all the other choices. Are you literally, after all those games, all those movies, you're just going to rate those fucking two?
No. You watch how many emails will come in for this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Watch. Email us. Where would they email us, Ron, at?
Good. I get great segue. Hi, we're the Slam Tilt Podcast. We can be reached at slamtiltpodcast@gmail.com. Our website is slamtiltpodcast.com. Check out all our links in the upper right-hand corner. Check out our awesome website, courtesy of Ryan C. I don't know.
Yes.
Too many people
Nobody
know
knows that really.
We organized that at was it after TPF? I think
I think it was.
When we're hanging out at TPF, I was just like, "Hey Ron, I have like unlimited hosting, and you don't like you guys are always complaining about was it Podcast Garden?
Podcast Garden, they suck.
Yes, they sucked.
And I was like, I'll host everything for you. Just like you do the domain, and I'll host everything. And you're like, let me think about it.
Don't you?
Yeah, Teolis.
Yep.
I think
that one I knew. That's why.
But it's funny because I think you were like, let me think about it. And then it was literally like a day later. I think I was hanging out in New York, and I think I was on the subway like at 1 a.m, and you messaged me and you're like, Podcast Garden is down. Fucking like, I know you're still on holiday, but let's fucking do it.
Let's do it. And that's how I got to find out what the C stands for through that.
Yes,
and you're like, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Like, don't worry.
Don't tell anybody.
Your secret is safe with me.
I have
Brian
it on official documents.
Yes, again, our website in the upper right-hand corner, you can see our streaming links, your YouTube link where you can watch the aforementioned unofficial New York State finals that occurred just yesterday.
We had 62 people watching at one point.
Yeah, 62 people. Even Timmy himself, Tim Balls.
Yes, Tim Balls.
He popped in.
Raymond Davidson.
Probably to see the New York City guys, but still, he got to see me win. So thanks, Tim. Raymond Davidson was there. It was a whole party.
Steve Danielson.
You mean Steve Daniels? But yes.
Daniels, sorry.
Yes.
Daniels, sorry. You can edit that. That's perfect.
Oh, that's
Steve Daniels.
No editing. It's unedited. So, and I might watch the stream just to hear what you guys were commentating. Although to be fair, in the basement where we have the commentary table, we don't have room for a commentary area. So it's kind of like just booth. Right in the middle. So I can hear them commentating on me as I'm playing. So that's nice. Yeah. It felt like Pinburg. Thanks to Ryan C.
Thank you, Ryan C. Hi, Zach. Hi, Steve Bowden from a bonus. Hi, everyone in our chat that we usually have. Ryan is part of our chat. What does that tell you? We are world famous.
It's about the thread?
The thread chat, whatever we call it.
Oh, I called it thread once, and I was corrected that that's not a thread. So I don't even call it anything anymore.
Group chat.
Group chat. Okay.
Group chat.
Are we done?
We're done.
We're done? Okay.
I think we are.
Thanks, everybody. Go out and play a Lyman game today. I recommend AFM and get what do you recommend? What do we recommend?
Spider-Man.
What do you recommend, Bruce?
Iron Man.
Yeah.
No, I actually recommend The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead is really good.
The weirdest layout honestly, with the best software.
Yeah. Every Lyman game. I love my Batman 66, so what does that tell you? I'm going to be ecstatic when I go play it again.
So get that 1 billion hurry up and hear that, oh, yes, call out, and you'll be happy. So until next time, see you guys later. Say goodbye, Bruce.
Goodbye, Lyman Sheets.
Oh, dude, don't drain.
I hope this monster is as studly as you, Doctor.
Uh-oh, look out.